Hello, reception. Thanks for joining me today for our lesson on understanding the world. Now, in our literacy lessons this week, we've been reading a story called The Runaway Wok, which talks about a special celebration that happens in China. Can you remember what that special celebration is? Good job. It's called Chinese New Year. Now, one of our friends in school has been really interested in this, and she wants to come along to help us with our learning and to ask some questions. Look who it is. Princess Five's come to say hello. Can I say hello, reception? Princess Five is going to be helping us to ask some questions and to find out more about Chinese New Year. So in this lesson, we're going to be talking about the story of Chinese New Year. And by the end of the lesson, you're going to understand the reason why some people celebrate Chinese New Year. And you're going to be able to talk about the story. Now, Princess Five has a question. What's your question? Princess Five said that she's never heard of Chinese New Year, but she's heard of New Year before. What is New Year? What does that mean? If you think you know, pause the video now and tell your helper or your teddy. That's right. New Year in the UK, where we live, is about starting our new calendar year. So this year, the new year was 2021 or 2021. And in the UK, where we live, the first month of the year is January. That's right. And in this country where we live, in the United Kingdom, where we are now, it's winter when we have New Year. In other countries around the world, it's different. Some countries, it's summer when they have New Year. But in our country, it's winter and the first month is January. And that's when we get a new year. And this new year was 2021. So I wonder what that means that last year was. What was the number of last year? That's right, it was 2020. Oh, Princess Five's got another question. Oh, she wants to know if New Year means anything to you. Did you celebrate New Year this year? And if you did, what did you do? Pause the video now and have a chat with your teddies or your helper. Let's have a look. Well, in my house this year, we had a lovely meal together, just me and my family. And we looked out of the window and we saw lots of fireworks. Because in this country, lots of people let off fireworks for New Year to celebrate that a new year is coming in. And one tradition in our country, in the United Kingdom, tradition is that we do New Year's resolutions. So first of all, the word tradition. Can you say that word, tradition? Now we're going to be learning lots about traditions next week. The word tradition means something that we do all the time in a culture or in a group. So in the UK, one of our traditions for New Year is that we do New Year's resolutions. And that is like a promise or a goal. What am I going to try and do this year that's different to last year? Maybe I might tidy my room a bit more. Should we ask Princess Five what she's going to do? Princess Five, did you have a New Year's resolution? What was your New Year's resolution? She said that she's going to make sure that she plants some trees this year because she could see in her garden that there weren't as many trees as there were last year. So she's going to make sure that she plants lots of trees. Wow, that's very impressive, Princess Five. Okay, so we've talked about what New Year means to us. But what about Chinese New Year? So next week, we're going to be looking at all the traditions that some people in China and some people all over the world do to celebrate Chinese New Year. But why do they celebrate it in the first place? There's a special story about this. Would you like to find out? So, a long time ago, let me just move my video. A long time ago in China, the Jade Emperor decided that there should be a way to measure time. He told all the animals they were to compete in a race. They had to have a race. And the first 12 animals in the race would be rewarded by having their very own year named after them. So let's have a little look at that. Now, we heard the word emperor. And if we go back, oh, there he is, look, the Jade Emperor. Emperor. Now, an emperor was a special king in China. And they wore long gowns, just like that, an emperor. Now, it's called a Jade Emperor because he's wearing green, and jade is a type of green. Now, the emperor decided that they needed a way to measure time. Well, we've just talked about our month, January, and that's our first month in the year. Well, a long time ago in China, they didn't have any months or anything like that, or any special years. So the emperor or the king wanted to do something new, and he decided to use the animals to have a race. Have a look. Here they are on the day of the race, all the animals lined up by the river. Now, let me move my face again. Here, can you see? There's a cat here. And there's also somewhere a rat. Can you spot the rat? Reception. I can't spot the rat anywhere on our picture. If at any point you find the rats, you have to shout, rat! So the rat and the cat were very good friends, but they were really, really worried because they weren't very good at swimming. And they thought, oh no, we're not going to win if we have to swim across that. So they had an idea. They decided to ask the ox if he could carry them on his back. Now, can you find the ox? If you think you can see the ox, I'd like you to point to the ox. That's right. Here's the ox. It's a bit like a cow with horns, the ox. Well, they could see that he was very tall and strong. So they decided to try and get on the back of the ox. Let's see what the ox says. The ox agreed and said yes. And so the cat and the rat both climbed onto the ox's back. They were nearly at the other side when the rat, here he is, he pushed his friend, the cat, into the water and he jumped on the bank to finish in first place. What do you think about that reception? I want you to pause the video now and talk about what you think about the rat's decision to push the cat off, leap onto the bank and win the race. I agree. He wasn't very honest, was he? He told a fib to the cat and the cat believed him. But then he wasn't a good friend and he pushed the cat into the water. And then he said he won. He did. I think he cheated a little bit. So let's see what happens next. Well done, said the emperor to the rat. The first year of the zodiac will be named after you. So the rat won. And the emperor said the very first year of the zodiac, we'll come to that word in a second, will be named after the rat. The poor ox was tricked into second place. So the second year of the zodiac was named after him. Well, let's look at this word zodiac. Do you have any idea of what that means? Zodiac. It is to do with the different years in the Chinese calendar. So reception is quite a difficult thing to understand. But in Chinese history, they believe that there are 12 years and the 12 years repeats. And we've done that in maths. It's just like one of our maths problems, that every 12 years, the same animals happen. So, for example, we know the first year was the rat. That was year 1. And we know the second one was the ox. And we're going to learn about all the others. Then after the 12 years, We start with the rat again. And it keeps on repeating like that. And so every year in China, they have the year of, and then one of these animals. And we're going to come on to that a little bit more in another lesson. So shortly after, the ox, the tiger came. And it had been very difficult, but he made it to place number 3. The next one was the rabbit. Now, he hadn't swum across, but he'd hopped across and then he floated on a log, which was very clever, wasn't it? So he was number 4. And it says here that the emperor was surprised. He didn't think that the rabbit would be 4th, but the rabbit used what he could find to win 4th place. Then in 5th place, who was it? That's right, it was the dragon. Oh, did you have a question? Princess Five's got a question. Princess Five said, she thought the dragon would win. Why didn't the dragon win? Well, funnily enough, Princess Five, the emperor thought the same thing. So the emperor asked, how come you didn't win the race? You could have flown. You've got wings. Well, I wonder why the dragon didn't win. Talk to your helper now to see if you've got any predictions for why he might not have won. Whoa, let's see. It says in our story, the dragon explained that he had stopped to help some animals. Wow. Pause the video now to say what you think, what kind of animal you think the dragon is if he stopped to help other animals. Let's see what Princess Five thinks. Oh, that's right. The dragon is very kind because the dragon stopped to help other animals. How lovely. The next one was, let's see, he thought the horse was going to make it across. But the sly snake wriggled around one of the horse's hooves. The horse was so surprised that he jumped back and he gave the snake the chance to slither forward and take place number 6. And the horse then made it into place. What comes after 6? 7th place. Well done. So not long afterwards, oh look, here comes a raft carrying, what animals can you spot here? That's right, the monkey and the goat and the rooster. They explained that they had worked as a team to get across. The emperor was very pleased. He said the goat would be number 8, the monkey would be 9th, and the rooster would be 10th. Now, the next animal to arrive was the dog. And the emperor said, what took you so long? You are so good at swimming. So I wonder, why do you think the dog took so long? Let's see. The dog said, the river was so clean, I decided to have a bath along the way. The dog wanted to say nice and clean, didn't he? So he was rewarded with being the 11th year. So how many animals have we got left? That's right, we've just got 1. Let's see, can you remember which one was left on the, let's see, I can't remember, let's see. Oh, look, there was 1 place left in the zodiac. Remember, that is our cycle of 12 years. And the emperor wondered who the last winner would be. All of a sudden, the pig turned up. The emperor said, you took a long time. What on earth happened? Why do you think the pig was going to be last? Let's see what Princess Five thinks. Well, Princess Five said that she thinks that pigs can be quite greedy. So maybe he stopped for a snack. Shall we read it? The pig said, I was hungry. Oh, she's right. And stopped to eat. And then I fell asleep, said the pig. So the 12th year, number 12, the last year, was given to the pig. As for the cat, he finally crawled out of the river, but was too late to have a year named after him. I wonder how he's feeling.